Hi, welcome to the first in a series of web seminars on the subject of content management systems, known as CMSs. Content management system is basically a website for an organization that is based on several elements. Number one, collaboration on the content. Okay, that means that rather than have a single person in charge of what goes into the website, various members of the organization can contribute content in the form of articles, stories, polls, all kinds of other things, and they can add those articles and stories from basically anywhere in the world using simply a web browser. A CMS also has a framework for extending the function. In other words, most CMSs are comprised of a series of modules or plugins or extensions which allow you to add things like user forums, directories, all kinds of fancy little flash boxes for visual effects, things like that. And so by providing a framework, they allow developers to create these little add-ons, these little extensions for that particular CMS. And that results in a large third-party developer base where people from around the world are constantly creating these extensions to the CMS, making the CMS act in all kinds of different ways, depending on your needs. The other characteristic of a CMS is that they use templates for the look and feel. So rather than hard coding a particular style and look for a website, you can choose from various templates and in some cases actually allow the user to switch between templates so that they can actually view your website in a way that is most pleasing to them in terms of choosing colors and things like that. And finally, another characteristic of a CMS I alluded to earlier is that virtually everything about the CMS can be changed simply with a web browser, even the most sophisticated internal parts of it. So you can do all the maintenance on your website, regardless of how complex it is, with no additional software whatsoever than a web browser. Now, the leading CMSs that are in use in the world, in the United States today, are Joomla. Now, these names are a little strange because they're European. Joomla is mainly German, and I really don't know what Joomla means. But Joomla is one of the most widely used. Drupal is another one that's very widely used by major organizations like NASA and others. My understanding is that the name Drupal came from a drop of water, and their icon looks kind of like a drop of water. WordPress is very widely used, but mainly by bloggers. The framework doesn't really contain a lot of additional modules like user forums and voting and things like that. It's usually just pure text for blogging purposes, but it does a very nice job. Also uses the template concept so that you can get third-party templates and change the look and feel of your blog very easily. Typo 3 is one of the most sophisticated of all the CMSs. It's not really recommended for beginners. You pretty much want to be a programmer or a pretty accomplished web developer before you would use Typo 3. And it's not at all clear that most of us need the features of Typo 3 compared to what's already available in Joomla and Drupal. Now, in our organization, and for the purposes of this webinar, we're going to be looking at Joomla. We have compared all of them and done extensive reviews, and basically we're of the opinion that Joomla offers the best combination of function and simplicity, and it just does a very nice job. Now, we're going to, in future videos, we'll delve into detail on these CMSs, but for right now, let's bring up a sample implementation that we already have working, and that's at ensignweb.org. ncenweb.org. Okay, now this is the front page for that website. And on our next videos, future videos, we'll go into detail about some of the things we talked about, what goes into a CMS.